It is Monday, June 28th, 7:02. My name is Frankie Olivo, and this is Good Morning Brownsville. We begin today's show with news that happened over the weekend. We received an Amber Alert on Saturday night on a 13-year-old that was kidnapped and abducted by an 18-year-old. Antoinette Rodriguez was last seen in Brownsville. She was believed to have been taken by Clayton Phillips. We got word that the child was in the San Antonio area. Sunday morning, we got word that the child was located and Mr. Phillips was arrested in Tarrant County, Texas. The child was sent to the emergency medical center to get an evaluation done. Mr. Phillips he was arrested, and we have the video of the time where the police found and located the vehicle and ended up apprehending the suspect and taking the child with them. I'll go ahead and play it. This is from the Mansfield Police, the city of Mansfield. This was taken at 2 a.m. in the morning, and we're glad that the child was rescued. This is the incident.
Get out of the car! Police! Mansfield Police! Mansfield Police! Mansfield Police! Mansfield Police! Mansfield Police! Let go of the door! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Put your hands behind your back! Put your hands behind your back! Mansfield Police! Hand behind your back, Clayton. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. 6, we've got 1 detained. One detained. You want to start medics? This way. Can I get a shirt? Let's go this way. We'll get it in a second, man. Going to roll medics for a check? Yep. 426, going to get medics en route to check the female. Box only.
Again, that was video of the time where the police located the 13-year-old along with her abductor. The suspect was taken into custody. The child was sent to the emergency center to get a medical evaluation. We have been told that she has been reunited with her parents. So, as much as we always complain about the Amber Alerts blowing up our phones, we see how productive these information systems have been, and this was a mass text, obviously sent out throughout the state of Texas. So it is good to know how these systems that are put in play are effective and do work. We got this Amber Alert Saturday evening. By Sunday morning, the child was found in police custody, along with the suspect. Also, a case from Brownsville that we have been following for quite some time now. Ruben Gutierrez. Ruben Gutierrez was convicted in 1999 for murder at a local mobile home. Previously, his execution date was halted because Ruben Gutierrez had requested that a religious advisor be present with him in the chamber. The U.S. Supreme Court did halt that. They wanted to get, I guess, some more information in regards to this, and it ends up being that they are going to allow Mr. Gutierrez to have someone there with him when he is set to be executed. His new date is October 27th of 2021. And how we previously mentioned, he was convicted for the murder of Escolastica Henderson, who was a former Brownsville teacher. She lived in a mobile home, and it was said that she did not believe in banks, and she kept over $600,000 under her mattress. Unfortunately, Mr. Gutierrez took advantage of that and was convicted for her murder. Ironically, this case did receive international attention. We saw how Kim Kardashian, the celebrity, previously was vouching for Ruben Gutierrez to be off death row. That way, DNA testing could be done and collected from the victim. We previously have seen how Kim Kardashian has been actively involved in criminal matters. She previously did seek the release of an individual out in Georgia for drug possession uh, due to President Trump, with President Trump's assistance at the time. So Kim Kardashian was actively involved in Mr. Gutierrez's case, who is a Brownsville resident. Um, and Kim Kardashian at one time was trying to be, I guess, an advocate for criminals who have been wrongfully convicted. She was or is in the process of obtaining her law degree out of the state of California. So it's interesting to note that as she was seeking, I guess, on this crusade of hers to try and help individuals who have been wrongfully convicted, we had an individual from Brownsville in which she was advocating for. So again, Ruben Gutierrez from Brownsville is set to be executed October 27th, 2021. Good morning. Good morning, Ms. Rocha. Thank you for tuning in. Happy Monday. Hope you have a good start to your day. What is Kim Kardashian? Are law degrees from California actual law degrees? That's a good point. I'm in the process of looking at a school that would allow me to take the California bar. Of course, it is a form of law school out of California. It is something that I will be looking at, but there are these type of situations where individuals can test out for certain bars in different states. And this is something that Kim Kardashian was attempting to do. She has failed both of her tests. If I'm not mistaken, the baby bar is the first year. After the first year, you take the bar, and if you're successful, you continue with your studies, ultimately taking and challenging the California bar after your third or fourth year. Yeah, what we need another attorney. Hey, whatever helps to get our community ahead. Um, also, also, Governor Abbott recently announced how the federal unemployment benefits were going to be ending this past week. We have seen how we have seen and heard how many employers out there have been very critical of individuals who have not actively been looking for employment, but rather depending on the government benefits. During the height of the pandemic, here in the Rio Grande Valley, we saw the unemployment numbers rise to close to 18%, which is very high. So, to help the Brownsville residents and in the Rio Grande Valley, most importantly here in Brownsville, there will be a career expo, a job fair, the largest one in South Texas. It will be taking place today at the Brownsville Event Center from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. We encourage individuals to go and see what's out there. We have seen, obviously, how, as this picture demonstrates, employers have been closing up shop, so to speak. They say that they do not have the sufficient manpower to be able to carry on with the day-to-day operations of their businesses. So we do have a job fair today at the Brownsville Event Center. The biggest one out there is the Brownsville Medical Center. They're looking for nurses. They have 20 vacancies available. The representative that will be there today is expecting over 50 applications. So anybody in the medical field or any field in particular is encouraged to stop by. Again, it is set for today at 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. On this job expo. I went to a couple of bars, and wouldn't you need to have a lawyer sponsor? Um, it I guess after certain years, the one that I'm looking at, now that after certain years, you do have to do kind of like a sponsor. You have to go to a judge or to an attorney, shadow, and things like that. Kind of like clinical hours, same thing. But yes, um, there will be a need for a sponsor, so to speak. Erasmo Castro, no, only mother-in-laws hold power in Califas, I guess. Also, SpaceX lately has been in the news. We heard from our district attorney and his office how he was questioning the MOU, previously the agreement with SpaceX and Cameron County, of how many hours were allocated for the closure of the Boca Chica Highway. Here we have Mayor Trey Mendez, who posted yesterday that now we are able to receive text messages based on the Boca Chica beach closures. It is a notification system which anybody could partake in. All we have to do is text beach to 1-877-591-2152. And again, the county is the one that is in charge of working with SpaceX, maintains uh, the constant communication with them. And anybody looking for information online could go to www.cameroncounty.us/SpaceX. Again, this is something that we have been monitoring very, very closely. The district attorney did give word to SpaceX to see, and they could calculate, I guess, how many hours they have available to be able to close the highway, the Boca Chica Beach. Supporting local business. Again, we've always been a big proponent of supporting local business. It is important for us as a community to help them out, because once again, these small businesses are the ones that we go and ask for donations for kickball tournaments, baseball, um, certain events within the community, and they are always one of the first ones to lend their support. So we would have to reciprocate that and do the same. Today's business is Raw Chocolate, and this is an establishment that is located across from Target on Morrison. It is one that I've been wanting to go. These are pictures that I borrowed from my friend Joe Rodriguez. They have pastries, coffee, and of course um, chocolate. And one thing I told my friend Joe was, "Wow, I never knew that chocolate could be so sexy." Whenever I think of chocolate, obviously I think of Willy Wonka. I think of Hershey's, M&Ms, um, the Snicker bars. But I've never seen, and again, that's because I don't go out of Brownsville. But I've never seen chocolate um, look so good. Again, I'm used to the simple candy bar, the Snicker bar. So just to have pastries like this, just to have chocolate like this, it's art. It's beautiful. It's something that looks appeasing. So now I'm getting my appetite running so early this morning. But again, Raw Chocolate. They got pastries, they got chocolate, they got coffee. It is located right across from the plaza, right across from Target. I believe it is next to Big Daddy's Mexican restaurant. I encourage each and every one of you to go and stop by. Again, it's very important for us to support our local businesses. They are the ones that our local entrepreneurs are the ones that provide an economic opportunity for our area, providing jobs, which is very, very important. So again, if you're looking for sexy chocolate, I encourage each and every one of you to stop by Raw Chocolate. They have product from Belize, from Guatemala, from Haiti. Just something very exquisite. Their hours of operation are they're open every day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And again, very quickly, they get their product from Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Colombia, Uganda, and the Philippines. So just something very good that we should be supportive. Good morning, Joe. I was just talking about you, my man. Just using your pictures and promoting Raw Chocolate. I was stating how I have never seen chocolate be so sexy. So I know Joe has gone to Raw Chocolate, and it's important for us to do the same. Good morning, Ray. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. So it's important for us to support as much as possible our local establishments. Sports. Yesterday we had basketball. We had the Milwaukee Bucks defeat the Atlanta Hawks 113 to 102. The Bucks do have a 2-1 game lead. We have seen how this has been a great series. Our young superstars, Giannis Antetokounmpo and Trey Young. Atlanta Hawks were dominating for the majority of the game. It's just that the Bucks were too much. They ended up pulling it off late in the fourth quarter and securing the victory at Atlanta. So now the series is 2-1. We will be seeing how the Hawks bounce back from this, and we see great games by Chris Middleton and Giannis Antetokounmpo. They both scored a double-double. They averaged a double-double. Giannis had 33 and Chris Middleton had 38. And this is what the Bucks need. They need Middleton to take the pressure off Giannis, who is a dominant force, a superstar. But once you start opening up and dishing it out to Chris Middleton, and he starts sinking those 3-point shots, it makes it easier not only on Giannis but the team as a whole. The Clippers and Suns, they will be having their Game 5 today. The Suns have a commanding 3-1 lead in the series. And according to Vegas, the Suns are expected to close out today's game. They are favored to win by 5.5. This game is set for tonight on ESPN. We have previously seen how Chris Paul with the Clippers, with the Houston Rockets, has not been able to close out series. And when they asked him, how excited are you to be that close? He says, hey, nothing's guaranteed. I'm treating this game like any other game, and I won't celebrate until we head to the finals. So the Phoenix Suns are one game away from taking their team to the NBA Finals. I was rooting for the Clippers. We will see how this game goes. We anticipate it being a very tough game. There have been several coaching hires throughout the league. Recently, we saw Jason Kidd get hired by the Dallas Mavericks. Chauncey Billups recently, last night actually, got hired by the Portland Trail Blazers. And we hear word that the Orlando Magics are in talks with hiring Penny Hardaway, the point guard superstar for the franchise. And again, we have seen how teams have been getting individuals who are people's coach. Because at the end of the day, coaching either basketball or football, you got to be able to manage people. If you don't get along with your players, it is more than likely that they will not give their 110% per se out on the court, out of the field. So we have been seeing how teams have been hiring coaches that are well respected and our people our coaches coach, our players coach. So we'll see how this goes. But so far, Jason Kidd, Chauncey Billups, and possibly here Penny Hardaway, 3 point guards who might be leading NBA franchises for the future. Also, we got something. The Tour de France. The Tour de France started this past weekend, and it started off with a bang. I want y'all to pay attention to this lady here. This lady here in the yellow. Police are seeking her whereabouts because she was holding up a sign in the Tour de France, and she caused a wreck. And I wanna show it very very quickly, if I may. And this is disaster. Uh, you got to think live on TV. Is barely starting the Tour de France the first day, and this is what happens.
And down goes Tony Martin. Oh, Tony Martin, you hate to see this. I don't know what I think of this yet. I'm going to have to take a day to process what I think of the spectators on the side of the road. But yeah, unfortunately, Tony Martin, and it was just a domino effect. When the riders are that nervous, you're smacked in there like sardines, and there's nowhere to go. So if you're sitting anywhere behind Tony Martin and to his left, most likely you're going to go down. You really don't have a chance. Road is super narrow. You see his crash there, and a domino effect just spreads it all the way across and closes this road down. So the guys from the back, along with the ditch on the right and left side of the road, there's no place to go. You just have to go right into the pile.
So again, it caused a big domino effect. Uh, the French police are looking for the whereabouts of this woman who caused the melee. Something so what seems so insignificant, her trying to get her face out there with the sign. To my people who know French, let me know what that sign says. I wasn't able to to configure that. I'm sorry. So people are looking out for for this woman. Also, we had Brownsville, Texas' very own Omar Juarez. He had a fight last night in Minneapolis. He did suffer a defeat, but it was a very tough challenge. And our respects, and we congratulate Omar Juarez for taking that risk. His father did post that in life you have to take risks, and this fight against Rivera was no different. If you watch the fight, it was a close fight up until the eighth round. Uh, the unofficial scorecards were neck and neck. It was very close up until the eighth. In the eighth round, we did see how Omar opened himself up, and he caught a punch. He caught a punch, and what he termed a flash knockdown. It was one where he got hit square in the face. It kind of like shook him up. He went down in one knee, but he came right back up. But unfortunately, in boxing, one knockdown gets you an eight. So that round was 10 for Rivera, 8 for Juarez. And even then, with that knockdown, when it went to the scorecards, it was still close. One card was a draw, and the two cards that went for Rivera were 94 to 95. So if Omar wouldn't have been taken down, he would have gotten the victory. And again, it was one that was super close. Um, and we'll hear from our champ himself.
How's it going, you guys? Unfortunately, we didn't get the win, but I just want to thank you guys so much for all the support. Thought I did enough, to pull off the win. I did get that flash knockdown, but you know what happens? Even the greats have had losses. This loss is not going to define me. It's not going to define my future. And I just want to thank you guys so much for all the support. I want to thank the city of Brownsville. I want to thank all my down by the board buddies. I'm sorry I let you guys down, but I made that promise, and I'm going to take you all the way to a world title. And I'm promise you guys that. But thank you guys so much for all the support. I want to thank the city of Brownsville, all my sponsors. I want to thank my coaches. I want to thank my managers out here in PVC. But like I said, I'll be back. I always when I give this motivational speech to all the students back at home, all my community, I always tell them to never give up on their dreams, and I'm never going to give up on mine. Thank you guys so much for all the support. I love you guys so much.
And again, we're rooting for Juarez. This is just one small bump in the road. You heard it himself. He's going to be working hard. He's going to hit the gym because he wants to bring a world title to the city of Brownsville. And again, we have shared how fond we are of Omar, Sebastian, of his brother Rudy, of his dad, of the whole Juarez family, and how great role models they have been for the city of Brownsville. Omar, in particular, down by the border, is an advocate for our special needs students and population. He is our champion, and we have no doubt that he will bring the title back to Brownsville. This is just another small bump in the road, but we need things like this in our lives to make us more hungry, to work hard, and to keep on fighting, trying our best as much as possible to reach our goals. In tech news, we have been seeing lately how companies have been breached. Just this month in June, we saw 4 companies that were affected by security breaches. We saw how McDonald's overseas, Peloton. Peloton. This is a very important product, and I say important because recently, this past year, their stock market, their value has gone up dramatically. During the pandemic, we saw how the need to exercise was in high demand, and these bikes were selling for $2,500, and it seems like a lot of people purchased them. Well, hackers were able to manipulate. They were able to manipulate the configuration, and they would be able to control what the rider was doing, whether the speed or the different scenarios. As we see here, the screen, it takes you through different areas, gives you a coach and things like that. But we did see McDonald's, Peloton get hacked. Volkswagen was another that their owners, their information. And we're talking about, for all these companies, we're talking about emails, phone numbers, addresses, and some their credit cards, their personal information. Good morning, Jimmy. How's it going? Thank you for tuning in. Good morning, Ray. Thanks for watching, my man. So again, we have seen how these tech companies have been attacked. And speaking of software that protects against antivirus, John McAfee, the tech mogul who made his money from creating anti-software from viruses, it was reported that he committed suicide in Spain. We saw how McAfee was evading arrest from the United States for tax evasion. There is a documentary on him on Netflix. I encourage you to watch it because this man was very unique. I'll say it like that. He was on the run from the United States. He went to Belize. It is alleged that he partook or was personally involved in the murder of a neighbor there in Belize, and he ended up going on the run again. He was eventually caught in Spain, and the U.S. requested his extradition, which the Spanish government did grant. And this is a case that was very interesting because he mentioned here is a Twitter post where he says, getting several messages from U.S. officials saying, in effect, we're coming for you, McAfee. We're going to kill you. I got a tattoo today just in case. If I suicide myself, I didn't. I was whacked. Check my right arm. And again, this is a case how we previously saw how Jeffrey Epstein was committed suicide. Um, Many people have believed that he was murdered because of the relationships that he kept with politicians, dignitaries, royals who partook in egregious offenses with children. So, just like Jeffrey Epstein's case was considered a conspiracy theory, well, we have another one in our hands. Again, the tech mogul allegedly committed suicide in his cell once the Spanish court gave the thumbs up for the extradition on his case. It should be a rainy day today, guys. As we see here, it is set to rain from 9 to 10 in the morning, and from Tuesday all the way to next Monday. We should get some showers. 60% for tomorrow, and again, as we all know, when it rains, we get mosquitoes. We get all that good stuff. When Brownsville is set for 87 degrees, South Padre Island, my Cabrera boys, is 82 degrees. Harlingen's at 87. McAllen's at 88. The western part of Hidalgo should be getting heavy rain, and we should be seeing that in our area this morning. Good morning, Ms. Ramirez. Thank you for tuning in. Love the show. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Good morning. Good morning, David. Stay dry, my man. My time is up. Again, happy Monday. Hope you have a great start to your week. We do expect some showers, so make sure you carry your umbrella. I'll see you Wednesday, 7 in the morning. Have a great day, everyone.